when you first come into law, it is quite daunting, and I think as a woman we do face a lot of challenges that men obviously don't. And although I'm not blonde now, I was blonde when I was younger, and you can get a lot of the stereotype of like dumb blonde sort of thing, especially if you wear a bit of makeup and like to dress nice. Like, I think a lot of that stereotype still exists. I actually wanted to pursue law, A, because I was good at it in A level, and I thought if I was good at something, it would make my life easier to do it. And B, because I took a lot of inspiration from Legally Blonde.
You go where?
Harvard. Law school.
You got into Harvard Law?
What, like it's hard?
I just love the whole movie about how she literally just went to law school to spite her ex-boyfriend, and I feel like that film really radiates like female power.
So I think for young girls in education, my advice would be is to not be self-limiting. So to actually look at all the opportunities that are available, and to not go for something because you feel like you can't do that, or there's not somebody in a position that you necessarily see yourself as. Actually, everything's an opportunity available to you, and it's more about going and having a look at how you can get into, whether it's a position or another program that you might want to go on to, or just genuinely in life being able to say, actually, rather than saying no, I can't do that, let's say yes, I can do that, or how can I go and do that. And I think we only know what we know, so that's why it's really important to go and speak to as many different people as possible in life to see what they've done, how they've got there, because sometimes what's really interesting is talking to someone about their journey and how they've got there, and you'll actually be quite surprised. It's not always linear, and sometimes you just have doors that are open because you've had a conversation with somebody.
You hear so much about law being a very male-dominated field. Obviously, years and years ago it was. It is scary, and it's something which I experienced myself and something which I was quite worried about. But you know, having come to Express and seeing how the workplace is, there is none of that.
One thing I've really enjoyed about Express since being here is the amount of women in leadership positions. I think it's been really inspiring to work at a company where there's so many female partners. I think over 50% of the partners here are female, which is really rare for a law firm, as it's way above the national average in the UK. And I think it's great to work at a firm where women both have the confidence and the platform to sort of take on these leadership positions.
As a female partner, in actually a very female-dominated department, most of the managers in the RTA department are actually women. I find it really refreshing. There's quite a sort of seam of misogyny that can run through the law, and it's not felt here at Express. Women tend to live in a world of twos. We're either too loquacious or we're too quiet. We're too timorous or we're too bold. We're too emotional or we're not emotional enough. And what my advice to women would be is that we should all help each other to shine bright. We've all got a light. Never let anybody dim your light, and we should all be working together as women and also our male friends to help us to turn up that light and, if anything, shine brighter for the greater good.